Welcome to Live Breathe Film, episode 67. You're here with Corey, Doug, and Murph. Thank you for joining us. Today we're going all in on two crazy MCU installments, Moon Knight and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. But before we get to that, let's close out our winter-spring box office pool, kick off our summer box office pool, and briefly talk about some recent releases in pop culture that we've been enjoying. All right, so guys, I wrote down a bunch of things that I know we've all been talking about in our group chats that at least one of us have seen, if not two or three of us. Really, the only one that all three of us watched was the Avatar trailer. So maybe we can just start talking about that and then segue into some TV shows and some other movies. But yeah, with Doctor Strange, we all got our first look at the Avatar, the Way of Water. The first teaser trailer for James Cameron's long in the works sequel to Avatar, which is finally coming out in December, after they re-released the first one in September. What did we think of this first look? All of us saw it in 2D, which I wish one of us at least saw it in 3D so we could give like more of a exciting update on like the real way it's supposed to be viewed versus just
I read
2D.
I read some impressions of the trailer in 3D, and no one was like, "Oh my god, it looked incredible." Everyone said it looked really pretty, which it looked really pretty when we saw it. Like it was definitely impressive, but no one was like, "Wow, that trailer was amazing in 3D." So,
I'm sure it's a lot better in 3D.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I would imagine that. I mean, there's some blue people and we're on Pandora, so it's it's pretty. We're going in the water this time and swimming around. The music sounded a little different, but the same. I like the way it sounded.
Is it a new composer? I know James Cameron's regular composer died, but I'm not sure if he did Avatar or if Titanic was his last one. I think it was James Horner did his stuff.
It sounds like it's got to be a different person because the score is different, very different from the first one.
It's kind of the same though.
Yeah, James.
It's like
no, he did Avatar,
piece.
but he has passed away, so I don't know who's doing the score for the second one.
But I mean, it wasn't really a trailer. It was kind of just a teaser. It was just something that kind of get people excited that Avatar is coming back by showing you clips, but we have no idea what the story is going to be. Or I saw what's her face as her blue character. Like we saw some of the characters that we knew from the first movie. Sam Worthington
and Zoe Saldana.
And
their children, because it's all about family.
Yeah, they're going the fast route.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, there wasn't a lot to it. It was a lot of just like, here's some scenes. We're back. Pandora's back.
Yeah, like the trailer really was for people who didn't know that Avatar 2 was coming out, and just to be like, holy shit. Because like I did hear some like mumblings in the crowd, like when the trailer first started, like a little bit of like, there was nothing like, there was no applause or anything, but there was like whispers, like, oh shit, like that kind of like situation.
Yeah, my brother was like, about time.
Yeah,
he saw that Avatar was coming back. Yeah, I mean, we take for granted that, one, we've been following this movie and knew exactly when it was coming out. And two, we knew the trailer was going to be tied. Yeah, like we were just like knew everything.
We're tuned into what's happening. So like,
but like most people, like probably had no idea that even Avatar comes out this year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that was just a, hey guys, this movie's coming.
Like, hey, December. It's coming in a couple months.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a long ways off, so it's a little early for a real trailer.
Yeah, it's like, is it Christmas or is it like right around Christmas?
Yeah, it's right around Christmas.
December.
Yeah.
A couple weeks before.
Okay. The one thing that struck me, because I did watch it again on YouTube, but the one thing that struck me both times with the movie was, or with the trailer, was like the lighting. Like the lighting looks crazy. Like when you see like the characters just I guess like navigating the environment wherever they are in Pandora, like the lighting through the trees and just like how it's reflecting on their skin and stuff, like it looked really impressive. Like definitely like next level shit in terms of that. So that was the one thing that I took away from it. Like it looks like the scenery and like the new part of Pandora, because it's still Pandora, right? Like it's just like a different part of the planet.
Yeah, it's just
right?
like, I think it's just focusing on the ocean
Another section
aspect of it.
Yeah. It looks pretty. It looks pretty interesting as well. I just want to know like what new stuff they're going to be, what new gimmicks they're going to be, because there's going to be new gimmicks that they're going to use for this movie that they haven't really revealed yet.
Yeah, it seems
like
the big thing is just doing motion capture underwater. Like that's the big thing about this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not recreating underwater, like they legitimately did motion capture underwater. Like I don't think that's ever been done before.
Yeah, like that's why this took so long to make, because they were waiting for the technology.
Yeah.
But I guess what I mean is with the 3D, like what new gimmicks they're gonna implement for the audiences.
So if you remember the first one, it wasn't. That's what was so great about the first one, in my opinion, is it wasn't gimmicks. Like he used 3D to create just dimension.
Oh, it was atmospheric.
Yeah, it wasn't used in a way to be like, oh, look at this object, it's gonna hit your face. Like he never did that. It was just like, we're just adding dimension to the movie. I don't know. I think the movie's gonna make a lot of money.
It's gonna make bank. Yeah.
The teaser already has like 13 million views or whatever. I think people are excited about it.
It's similar to Jurassic World, like those movies where like the internet doesn't talk about them, but like general audiences that go to the movies once or twice a year, they're gonna fucking see it.
Yeah.
Like those are the two movies they'll see this year: Jurassic World and Avatar.
Yep.
Yeah, I know everyone's like wants to say that Avatar is, people don't care about Avatar anymore. I'm not buying it. I think people are going to go see that movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to see it, and I don't even like Avatar because like I'm a James Cameron fan. I want to see if he can like fucking make me a fan. Like he's killed it with sequels twice in the past, with Aliens and Terminator 2. Mm-hmm. So maybe like while the first one didn't land for me, maybe the second one will. And I'll give the first one another shot in 3D in September once re-released.
And the amount of money that they've pumped into this movie and time and all that, like it's going to be something to watch.
Not to mention the amount of money that they're probably spending to remaster and re-release the old one. Because they're going to
that's just easy money, the re-release. Because people are going to go out and see it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're already number one again, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So this is just like patting their lead.
Exactly. Corey, you saw Harry Potter. This awful segue, but let's just go into something else because we could talk about Avatar all day. You saw Harry Potter and the Cursed Child this weekend.
I did.
What did you think of it ultimately?
So I really, really liked it. I definitely liked it more than reading the book version of it. The story itself played a lot better seeing it live. The actual like production was like really impressive. Like I mean I haven't been to that many Broadway shows. I've maybe been to 4, I think, but with the stuff that they did on the stage and like did in the audience and like all that stuff, like really it was really impressive. Like they had like the port keys, like if anyone knows, like when you transport to another place, like they actually do it on stage and it looks like the person gets sucked in to the porthole. So I don't know how they did it, but one thing that I really enjoyed about it was that the stage itself was all done with like augmented reality. Like there wasn't really a lot of actual things on the stage. and I didn't notice this until like maybe halfway through, that it was just all being projected onto the stage, like the whole environment. So I thought that was like really impressive. And the actors I really liked too, which I was shocked.
Do you think it'll turn into a like this version would turn into a good like one film, or would it still need to be like two films?
I would like them to make it into two films, because I think, and maybe this is from what I remember, I noticed that they definitely cut out a lot of stuff to keep it, because I think it was like a 3.5 hour show, instead of 2 3.5 hour shows, which the original one was. And I think that there's room for them to kind of like expand on some of the ideas with like the kids. Like it seemed like there were definitely segments in the beginning where they kind of rushed, because it was like kind of just maybe not fluff, but it was unnecessary to the overall story that they were trying to tell. So I would rather have two movies.
Yeah, because I was going to say the original version that was 2 parts, I still thought it would have been too long to be like 2 movies.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if like this version would make more sense like as 2. I figured they couldn't pull it off in 1.
When you saw it was still 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I think each part was like 2.5 hours.
Okay.
So it was like 5 hours total.
So a lot of the stuff that
Maybe
they cut
3
out.
hours each.
Okay. A lot of the stuff they cut out, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think like the first like 3 years in Hogwarts, like they didn't even go into it. They just had like they just skipped by. They did like one like half a scene like in each year, and then it just like flew by. It was like almost like a montage.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And then a lot of the stuff that happened, like in the second half, they definitely skimped
Okay.
on.
Yeah, I mean they would have had to cut a ton in order to knock it down as much as they did.
Yeah. But the actors were awesome, and the one thing that I was really impressed with the acting is that because everything had to be done with such precision because of the way the sets were, or 3D sets, and like how everyone had to be in certain areas timing wise, they were like on their game. Like there was like no mistakes, no nothing. Everyone, was just like the performance was just really on point.
Yeah,
Built the illusion.
It looked like pretty expensive. I was looking. We were talking about like how expensive it was and whatnot. So I was looking at like the 10 most expensive Broadway productions, and it wasn't even on the top 10. Surprisingly enough.
Really?
We did guess the number 1.
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Spider-Man is still number 1.
Was that the one? Did you see that, Doug, or did Brian see it?
I saw it.
Oh, you saw it.
No one died at your showing or got injured, maimed.
No, I think they had already revamped it so that it was less dangerous. But I think I saw it.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Was it any good?
No, it wasn't good. It was neat that they like flew around, but I mean they fly around in like Mary Poppins and stuff.
Yeah, like
Harry Potter.
They like do crazy stuff. You can go to a circus and see people like doing crazy stunts.
Yeah, it was kind of like a circus a little bit with the Spider-Man just like flying around.
So what are the top 5 like most expensive? If Harry Potter,
it was a lot of Disney. It was a lot of Disney stuff.
Really interesting.
But I guess if you're saying there's so much augmented reality, then the sets are what's expensive, like the build and things like that.
Yeah, you can tell. You can tell, like, if you go to Broadway a lot, like, I know I've noticed this with a lot of shows where the stage is on like a wheel, like it rotates. So they do that. They have like trapdoors and stuff, but like the backgrounds of every scene were 100% just like augmented reality, just lights. Like it looked real, like it was done really well, but that was the way I guess they got around trying to switch sets, quickly. Because the sets are pretty elaborate in that show.
Yeah.
So they did a really good job with that. And like a lot of like the magic and stuff was definitely not real.
Flying in the magic.
The flying and the magic. The Dementors were cool. That was a highlight.
Nice.
But yeah, 2 thumbs up.
All right, there you go. Pivoting to TV. You will catch up on Barry now, Doug? You see the latest episode?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know if there would... Do you want to talk about it? Because...
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to like recap like the episodes or anything, but just like, what are your thoughts as a whole so far for the season? I think it's a nice rebound from season 2. I think it might be like my favorite season so far.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so far I'm really enjoying it. It takes me a little bit to get used to how bite-sized those episodes are.
True. This last episode was real short.
Yeah, I found myself being like, I feel like I'm going to cut off like mid-episode.
Yeah.
Or I want to see what's going to happen, and they're like credits. Barry's always been that way, and it always leaves me wanting more every time an episode ends.
Which isn't a bad thing.
No, it's definitely not a bad thing. I think everyone's doing a great job on the show.
Yeah, and I like how this one's really digging in on like making fun of Hollywood and things like that. Like the latest episode where they did the like press junket and just the dumbass fucking questions that people get asked. Like, who do you want to be the next Spider-Man? Like, even though it has nothing to do with superhero stuff at all. I thought that was really funny.
And I'm guessing they just were like, who would be the most ridiculous person to say?
Yeah, Ben
Mendelsohn. That's just a ridiculous image.
And that's the name of the episode too.
Yeah.
Just his name.
I'm guessing the writer room, they were just like, who could we say that's just absolutely ridiculous?
Good actor wouldn't make no sense at all.
Yeah.
That had me in stitches. But yeah, this season I just find super funny. Like everything going on. At another show that has been killing it, Better Call Saul. So we're now almost at the end of the first half, which sucks. Only 2 to go until the mid-season ends. So any predictions or anything over the next 2 episodes? You think we're going to get Walt and Jesse like at that by then, or is it going to be the second half of the show?
They'll probably save Walt and Jesse. I'm not really sure yet how Walt and Jesse are going to play in. If Walt's going to be, is it possible for him to be at the car wash?
Yeah, he could probably be at the car wash.
Yeah, I think he was working there at that point.
Because they could someone could go get their car wash and Walt could be there. That's how I could see them.
Because like, how many years away from like
the
first season?
We're getting close.
It's probably
a
couple years. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he still like is living in just a normal house at this point. Like he still needs to make a ton of money. I mean, he's going to make his money like from legal means. It's not going to be like cartel ways, but it's going to be from fucking over like Howard, like on the law side of the show, is my guess for how he makes all his money, and he's able to like really become Saul prior to then making all his money illegally or via shady ways.
Yeah, Howard's going to get screwed somehow.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how badly. Which is one of the big remaining things on the non-cartel side of the show.
I kind of wish Lalo wasn't. I kind of wish we didn't see what Lalo was up to.
Well, they waited a long time to show what he was up to.
Yeah, but I like knowing he's out there, but not knowing what he's up to.
Yeah.
And just kind of being in the character's shoes, like Saul and Kim, where you don't know.
Well, my guess is he's going to come back into everyone's lives in the next episode. And they waited as long as possible to show what he was up to. Because it was kind of interesting. Like, you have one of the most charismatic characters on the show, and you just hit him for the first basically half of the show, or first half of the final season, which is pretty ballsy. But
yeah, I mean, so far, there was, I guess, a big moment earlier in the season, but so far it still feels like they're putting all the pieces in place for shit to go down. Is kind of what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
So Sandpiper. No, is it Sandpiper? No.
Sandpiper, yeah.
The retirement home?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like the Sandpiper stuff, it just feels like they're slowly, like you're slowly watching like a major plan unfold.
Yeah, the Super Lab things are coming into play again.
Super Lab stuff is getting set up. And then, there's a lot of fear right now from a lot of our main characters that know that Lalo's out there and he's gonna be coming for them. You got like Kim up at night, smoking cigs, and you've got Gus has got like this protocol with his like 2 houses.
That was like wild. I had no idea what was going on there. So like every like Lalo's by far the biggest like threat on the show. Like everybody on it is like, what the fuck is this guy gonna do?
Yeah. So it's pretty interesting. Like pretty badass. He's out there, and they were just like worried about when he's gonna strike. So that's kind of neat. That's why I thought it would be kind of cool to just have him be this boogeyman for a little bit longer. But like I trust the showrunners.
There's only 8 episodes left of the show at this point.
Yeah, I mean a lot to wrap up, I guess.
Yeah,
but it's good. I have no doubt that the show's gonna crush it this season.
Yeah, and one show that just wrapped up for its season, or was it series? Corey, Tokyo Vice. You just watched that one. You've been talking about it, and Doug and I haven't watched it, so we really haven't like contributed to the conversation.
Yeah,
messages, but it seems like something that you recommend.
Yeah, no, I definitely recommend it. Michael Mann, it's one of his shows. He only directed the first episode, I think. It seems like there's gonna be probably a second season. They haven't announced it yet, but there should be a second season, and I think it did well enough. But yeah, it stars Ansel Elgort, Ken Watanabe. It's like a noir crime drama about the true story about a journalist, an American journalist, that he moves to Tokyo to try to get a job at the largest newspaper in Japan. He gets a job, and he's like a murder. He's like a journalist for like murders and like crime. Crime stuff that's going on, news in the city, and he gets like involved in like a lot of shady shit in like the 90s with the Yakuza and just organized crime. So it's really, really well done, really well shot. Acting was great. Probably one of my favorite things I've seen Ansel Elgort in. Ken Watanabe is awesome. He's awesome in everything. I definitely recommend it. The only thing is just that since it's only one season at this point, hopefully they renew it. Because right now it's just like a limited thing.
What channel is this on?
HBO, HBO.
So it has a chance.
It's a Max exclusive, right? It's not an actual HBO show?
It's a good question. I'm not sure.
I'm fairly certain it
might
on
be.
The channel.
I would be more...
It's hard to differentiate those two things.
Right. I would be shocked more that it doesn't get renewed because of how it's been like reviewed by like a lot of people liked it, a lot of people watched it. So I don't know.
I keep hearing about shows that people seem to like. I think I've heard of that Tokyo Vice one out there, and there's like Severance that's been getting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, everyone's been talking about that.
That show that you guys are watching with John Bertenthal, or Doug at least is.
I'm not watching it. It's Murph's watching it.
Oh, yeah, you're watching Murph. We Own This City. Yeah.
City.
Yeah, no, it's a cool limited series from the people who made The Wire, so it's very much in that tone. Another Baltimore cop show.
Yeah. It's one I need to check out.
Winning Time is getting buzz.
Yeah. And I thought that was a limited series, but it got picked up for a second season. Do you want Russian Doll to be renewed, or are you like happy with it ending at this point.
You guys didn't seem too happy with.
I haven't
the
seen
season.
the last couple episodes.
Oh,
so.
you're still not caught up?
No.
I'll be interested to hear your thoughts. I already kind of forgot how it ended.
I mean, the first season
That good, huh?
ended in a very weird way.
Yeah, it did. The first season was so good, though. I was pretty disappointed by this one, which sucks.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird concept.
Critics seem to love it, so I know I'm in the minority on that side.
I still think, and I know I texted it to you, but I still think that if you're gonna do a quantum leap, then you gotta dress up in the clothing of the person that you're quantum leaping into. That made for so much funny.
It would have made for it would have made for a lot of laughs.
Wait, it's basically like a quantum leap type of shtick?
she quantum leaps into family members of her past. But it's very much quantum leap where she looks in the mirror and she's that person.
The first season was like a time loop premise, and then this one's like a quantum leap premise.
But Quantum Leap was so much more entertaining than the show. I love Quantum Leap.
You always talk about it, and I know
Scott
it's because
Bakula.
It definitely wasn't on cable. It was on 1 through 11, so you had no choice but to watch it.
Quantum Leap was pretty awesome. Originally, I want to say it was ABC, but I'm not sure.
I have no idea what channel that show was originally on. It was so good though. Don't let that show taint your view of Quantum Leap, because Quantum Leap was far more entertaining. The story was more heartfelt, and they could knock it out in an episode, and he'd be on to the next next life that he has to save.
Gotcha. All right, well, you need to finish this show, so you can tell me how it ended.
But yeah, the best was when he leaped into the female characters and had to put the makeup on and the dress and everything.
Yeah.
NBC. It was on NBC originally.
So good.
All right. Any other TV shows that we're watching that we want to shout out, or you want to just get into these last few movies?
Yeah, there's nothing new I'm watching.
All right. Well, when you finish Sunny, we'll talk about
Soon.
that. Yeah, we should be able to talk about that on our next episode.
Mm-hmm.
And the next one, I'll probably talk about Normal People, which I'm watching now on Hulu. I only started that last night, and then Atlanta. I'm a couple episodes behind on that. That season's almost over, so we'll talk about that.
I'm getting pretty upset about Always Sunny ending, because it's been like a routine now for me for the past couple months. How am I going to fill that void?
I mean, it's been 15 seasons. It's like me and Cheers. It goes on and on. But you'll find something. There's an endless amount of content out there.
Yeah.
On the movie side of things, I guess we had. I'm the only one who saw The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, right?
Yeah, it's still. I got to see it.
You should.
That and Everything Everywhere are on the top of my list. I just haven't had a chance to get there yet.
Yeah,
you gotta see Everything Everywhere while it's still in theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be in theaters all of May, just because nothing's coming out this fucking month.
It's still making money too. It's still
that too. Yeah.
It's up to $40 million or.
Yeah, I mean, it'll probably end up being A24's biggest movie. That or it's second or third biggest.
Maybe I'll try to go over the weekend.
Yeah, see Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. As good as Nick Cage is in it, Pedro Pascal, I thought probably stole the
I'm not
show
surprised.
In it. He's super funny. Kate said you should watch New Girl. I'll second that. You should watch New Girl. Hilarious fucking show. Regardless of your thoughts on Zooey Deschanel. I mean, I don't know if you have any, but that seems to be the reason why people don't give it a shot. And then once they do, they're like, oh, fuck, everyone else on the show's hilarious, and she's pretty funny too. But yeah, going back to
spouse of a property brother. All right. Isn't she with one of the property brothers?
Wait, what? She's married to a property brother? Is that what you said?
Married or engaged?
And she? I have no idea. I don't even know the property. I don't even know who the property brothers are.
How do you not know who the Property Brothers are?
I mean, I've heard people talk about them, but I don't know what they do, where they find them. Is it a real estate agent that's on like YouTube?
They're HGTV celebrities.
So I don't know about them.
One's like a real estate agent, and the other one's a guy that fixes stuff.
This is what happens when you don't have a wife. You just don't know about the Property Brothers.
I have no idea who that is either.
Wow, that's crazy.
But yeah,
you know who Chip and Joanna Gaines are, right? Or you just don't know who anybody HGTV?
Nope.
You're speaking a foreign language to me.
Yeah.
You might as well be talking about TikTokers. Like, no fucking.
What's HGTV? No, I'm kidding.
That's wild.
Yeah, but yeah, check out the Nick Cage movie. I mean, that's really what it should just be called, the Nick Cage movie. He's super over the top in it, like very self-effacing, self-deprecating. Like I said, Pedro Pascal's there. He's really funny, and they're a great like comedic duo. Highly recommend it as just a comedy to see for some laughs, because there's so few and far in between nowadays in the movie theater. But yeah, you did mention Everything Everywhere All at Once. Doug and I both saw it. Obviously deals with the multiverse. We're gonna be talking about the multiverse in a little bit, along with talking about Moon Knight, the one TV show we have not talked about yet today. But yeah, how did you think they did handling the multiverse in this film?
I think this was the real Multiverse of Madness.
It certainly was crazier.
Yeah, I mean, the multiverse was way more wild than anything even close to Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Like, they went out there with what the multiverse could be and how ridiculous a multiverse could get. I really like this movie a lot. I thought it was awesome. I thought it pushes how ridiculous a movie can be at times. But I thought having a Michelle Yeoh star in this role, like lead this movie, I thought was brilliant. I thought she got to flex so much range in this role, from being like all of her different multiverse personalities, and from being the wife of a unhappy wife that owns a dry cleaner that's being audited by the IRS, to like action star, to just like kick-ass martial artist. I thought she just did such a fantastic job. And I thought the entire cast was just pretty stellar overall, and they all had to play different versions of themselves, and it was all believable. I thought the action and the fighting was super fun, super well done. To me, this is probably one of my favorite movies so far of the year, just because it was so unique, it was so original, and it was just so well done. There were times where I would say they pushed it beyond my sense of humor, but I loved it for just going. It just like it swung for the fences. I felt like on a lot of this, and it hit a lot more than it missed for me, and I just had a blast. The theater I was in had a blast. We're dying at some of the scenes. There's just it's hard to describe how ridiculous this movie is. But it's like one of the most ridiculous movies I've ever seen.
When it parodies Ratatouille, like that's how you know like this movie's fucking absurd. The hot dog fingers, like there's so many things like you could just like throw out there.
Like, yeah, I mean, there's one scene in particular.
Just some words.
Like, I would hate to ruin, but where people are like, yeah, there's just no way to.
Are you talking about the trophies?
The trophy scene, yeah. I mean, like that.
Yeah.
That scene
like
is
you
so
can just say
ridiculous,
words, and
yeah,
like, you know exactly what you're talking about.
That scene is so ridiculous, but I cackled during it because it was funny. And the whole theater was like into it there for a lot of it, which I was surprised about because the humor just really is out there. But yeah, I thought that movie was a blast. I could tell it was going to be a blast as soon as God, what's the lead male character's the husband's name? Do you know?
I can't remember. But
Okay.
yeah, you're talking about Short Round from
Short
Indiana
Round.
Jones. I feel bad like talking about this actor by his character's name, but in a movie 40 years ago. But I'll make up for it by saying he fucking killed it, and he should be nominated for an Oscar
He was
later this
fantastic,
year.
yeah, and he showed a lot of range too in the different characters he could be, because he was kind of like this.
He's like a put upon husband in some, and others he's like a complete badass, like the Kyle Reese of the multiverse, if you will, like the Come With Me If You Want to Live, like that type of character.
But like in the beginning of the movie where he starts beating the shit out of people with a fanny pack.
Yeah.
I was just like, this movie's awesome. Like,
yeah, it's got really good action scenes.
Yeah.
It's
crazy, like, yeah, and it's
comedy,
crazy.
drama, whatever the fuck the movie is. It's like not describable.
Yeah. It's crazy too, like it's just not like what they were able to accomplish on not a super high budget. Like it worked. I thought it worked extremely well. Like I said, I think right now that's probably my favorite movie of the year.
Yeah.
I'd have to think about what else came out this year, and it's still kind of early.
Batman.
Oh, that's true. Second favorite movie of the year. It was really good. I would really recommend that if people haven't gone out and seen it. If you like that kind of off-kilter comedy, you're looking for something original that's not just a bunch of IP, it's definitely a movie that's worth checking out.
It's been funny watching Jamie Lee Curtis slam Doctor Strange on social media. Like,
why is she slamming it?
Because she's in Everything Everywhere all at once. She's pitting the multiverse movies against one another. It's been pretty funny.
That is funny.
Yeah,
this
movie's already at 47 million worldwide.
Yeah, for a little indie movie, that's fantastic. And it's what like art houses needed and what indie films needed after the pandemic, because they haven't had one like this since Uncut Gems in late 2019.
Yeah, so. It's really surprising how well this movie's done. But it's had great word of mouth, and it's just chilling in the theaters, and probably will be chilling for a while in the theaters.
Yeah,
it earns enough money to stay there. So.
Yeah, but all four of those family members, they were all fantastic in it. I could literally at the end of the year, I could see like a situation where all four are nominated in their respective like actor, actress, supporting actor, supporting actress categories.
I don't think Michelle Yeoh hasn't had a role like that, right? I don't remember her having a role with as much range as.
She's always been more on the action side of things. Like,
yeah,
I guess she probably got the most to do in American films in like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I mean that's not even like an American film, but it was super popular here. But that was 22 years ago.
I read that they originally wrote her role for Jackie Chan.
Okay.
He was going to be the lead, and they thought.
Probably like the female version of Jackie Chan.
Well, the Daniels, which is what they go by.
Yeah.
They just decided that they thought it would be better to be from the woman's perspective. So then they switched it up to Michelle Yeoh, but
it worked out. I mean, that sucks for Jackie Chan.
Yeah, that would have been a great movie.
He definitely would have killed it. Jackie Chan's a fantastic actor. But yeah.
Yeah, he needs a movie. Let's get Jackie Chan in the next.
Yeah. I haven't seen him in anything in a long time, since like the Karate Kid remake was probably like the last thing I can remember him being in.
Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah, I think they still talk about a Rush Hour 4 potentially being made, but I mean that series kind of was a wash at the third one. But you mentioned that this is like your second favorite of the year. My second favorite of the year so far is The Northman. Corey and I saw that one. This is one that like you go into like, this is like The Lion King, like that type of story, and then like it's not the fucking Lion King. Like it goes into this whole crazy direction. Like you had mentioned that you saw some twists in the trailers. You didn't see fucking shit. Like
no.
this, it's nuts. So like you really got to check this one out. I think it's already on VOD, if I'm not mistaken. Friday it is.
Yep.
But I mean,
is there any reason that I need to see this in theaters?
I mean,
it was great in theaters.
It's a beautiful looking film. Like you're all about cinematography. Like it's that type of movie.
The score
TV to watch it on though.
Yeah, then you don't need to see anything in theaters. I mean, you could, if you're gonna say that. But
the score was great.
I would recommend it in theaters. But yeah, you
Same.
don't have to, but you don't have to see it in theaters. It'll ultimately look good wherever you watch it. It's not in 3D, so you don't have to worry about seeing it in theaters for that reason. But yeah, I know you already got Doctor Strange coming up this weekend, so I don't think it'll be in theaters for that much longer.
Yeah, it's just not one I think I could take the wife to.
She probably wouldn't like it,
and I think it would probably take away from the enjoyment knowing that she's rolling her eyes
every
5 seconds.
We've talked about this before. Like if you see a movie with someone and you like know that they're not like feeling it, like it just makes it like a not great experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I might just watch it at home and I can immerse myself in.
You got to embrace seeing a movie by yourself. Just try.
It's great. I love it.
It's a good experience.
It is.
You don't go to a movie to talk to someone. You go to a movie to watch a movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind going by myself. I mean, especially now that I'm like a A-lister.
An A-lister.
You're officially an A-lister?
Yeah, I've been for like the last couple months.
Oh,
there you go.
Shit. I thought you were just a normal premiere guy.
Stubbs
no,
premiere. He's
an A-lister.
I remember you talking about how you should, but I didn't remember you actually doing it. Oh, good for you.
It's worth it.
It's great because I don't even like think twice about going to the movies. I'm like, yeah, why not? I'm paying
there you go.
I'm falling into AMC's trap where they're just like, because then I'm bringing my wife and she's paying and
it's true.
And she wants the popcorn and the Coke
the
icy and all that.
Yeah. So. You probably should just make her get like an A-list as well. Because like if you go to the movies together, then don't go to movies alone, then you're ultimately going to the exact same movies.
Yeah, and you're spending more money.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm surprised they haven't come out with like a.
I know
combo.
it was tough. It was tough getting you to do it, so we'll give you some time.
Yeah, I mean, right now it seems to be paying for itself, so I mean, it's a pretty good deal. As long as you just gotta if you see two movies a month, yeah, it pays for itself. So
yeah,
or even one like. Even if you just go once, it's close. Like if you're seeing like an IMAX movie.
What do they call it? The A-list? What do they cost down in Florida? Is it 20 a month?
Yeah, it's like 20.
Oh, it's less in Florida?
Yeah, New Jersey's 25.
Yeah, I had to pay. They wanted 25 if I wanted it to work in New Jersey and New York, and I said no.
Yeah, I think New Jersey, New York, and California are the 3 states that it costs 25.
Yeah, I did the math, and I was like, I don't go see movies in Jersey enough for this to matter.
No,
not at all.
We go to like one a year.
One movie
when you're up here.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely not worth it.
If it was more states, but it's really just like New Jersey, New York, or the 2 states that they add for like an extra $5 a month.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, Northman, go see it. The cast kills it. Alexander Skarsgård, great lead. Anya Taylor-Joy, Nicole Kidman, etc. All give solid supporting roles. But yeah, I think you'll dig it. And we can talk more about it.
I'll watch it at home. I'll skip the 30 minutes of previews and the 5 minutes of Nicole Kidman telling me about how great it is to be in the theaters again.
Well, we will be seeing that for the remainder of 2022. AMC has confirmed that will be in theaters for the rest of the year.
It's great. I don't understand why. Like, what is it doing?
Because we come here to laugh. It does nothing.
Heartbreak feels good in a place like this.
It does nothing for me at all. I ignore it.
I guess
I'm desensitized to it at this point. I don't even pay attention to it.
We just laughed at. Yeah. Derek just goes.
I don't even laugh anymore.
We came to laugh.
I don't even laugh. I just
at this point,
ignore it.
When we saw a couple movies, Pelletier just starts clapping when it comes on.
Yeah, that was funny.
At Doctor Strange, you got some other people in the theater to clap. Pelletier got a shirt made out. It's Nicole Kidman's face, and it just says under it "Loff," LOFF. It's just so ridiculous. Why, when you see an IMAX movie at AMC, do you need to see 3 different commercials for IMAX every single time before the movie starts?
Welcome to IMAX. Hey, it's IMAX.
Like,
IMAX is here.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
At least you don't see Nicole Kidman in IMAX because they just have all those IMAX commercials instead.
Oh, you don't get Nicole Kidman in IMAX?
Not in IMAX. I don't think you do in Dolby either, because Dolby's got a couple commercials. Yes, the projector is still on. They've got that one that they've been showing for the past 5 years. But man, AMC and their commercials. Sorry, you mentioned them and now I had to go on a tangent.
It's just annoying. How long have we been watching Nicole Kidman at this point? It's years.
It feels like years, but it hasn't been that long.
Are you sure?
I
think it's been all of COVID, right?
No, it's been start of 20. No, Doug, it started at the beginning of this year. I don't even know if it was the beginning of this year. I think it might have started in February.
It might have been a Super
or
Bowl
March.
commercial.
No, it's been longer than that.
Maybe it was the end of it last year.
I don't think it's been that long.
I can't remember the last time I saw a movie without the Nicole Kidman trailer in front of it.
I'm looking it up right now.
No, I don't think
it went on YouTube in September. So around the time Shang-Chi came out is when Nicole Kidman's commercial came out. We make movies better. Sure you do, AMC. Sure you do.
I noticed it's it's not the full one anymore. It's they shortened it a little bit.
Thank God. It was so goddamn long.
Yeah, it's 3.5 minutes.
And as Paulette just talked about, they got the most unrelatable human being in the world to be the spokesperson for going to a dumpy movie chain.
You're Nicole Kidman's not going to the movies.
Yeah, Nicole fucking Kidman, who goes to the movies in high heels and this ridiculous sparkly fucking suit.
Yeah.
My God.
She doesn't go to the movies.
Tone-deaf choice they could have ever went with.
They should have gone with Seth Rogen or something.
Someone
relatable.
Anyone else.
Yeah,
you could have went with Tom Cruise and he would have been more relatable.
That is true.
Yeah.
He could have done a stunt for the commercial.
Well, if people are listening to this and they don't go to AMC, they're missing out on
Nicole
Kidman.
Go to YouTube and just search AMC Nicole Kidman. You can watch the commercial and come back to us with your thoughts.
It wasn't bad the first time, but now I don't know how many times I've seen that commercial now. But it's getting pretty annoying.
Like I said, I'm desensitized to it at this point. I don't even pay attention anymore.
I'm like, oh, the movie's about to start. Nicole Kidman's here.
Yeah, exactly. It's the final one. We're gonna have to get more obnoxious throughout this commercial for the remainder of the year. Get a campaign going.
I wonder
how annoying can people get during this commercial.
I really wonder if we can get the entire theater to standing ovation clapping, woo!
They would have to be people that go to the movies a lot. Yeah, you know who the perfect audience would be? A Thursday night Marvel movie, because it's the same people every single time.
Yeah, that's true.
They'd be familiar with the commercial.
Everyone's like, yeah.
So yeah, we could try it during Thor or Black Panther in November. So people have had some more time to get used to it. By the time Avatar comes out, man, the whole world will be fucking
ready to laugh.
Of this. Yeah, ready to laugh. All right.
Well, that's our review of the Nicole Kidman trailer.
But yeah,
we talked about that more than any movie or TV show that we just mentioned.
The Northman, Friday. Watch it or go see it in theaters. Wonderful.
It's on VOD, right? You said
Friday.
Yeah, but let's get into our box office pools. We'll close up the winter and spring one first, and then get into the summer. So we were going to go until the end of May, but we realized there's no point anymore, just because it's clear that we have a winner. So Corey and Doug are going to continue to move up. Their box office is going to go up definitely the most over the next few weeks. Corey's definitely the most because he still has a few movies making money. Doug, you got like one movie still making money. I don't have anything making money at this point, so I'm basically done. But yeah, I won with my top-heavy performance from the Batman. I ended up with 530 million. Doug, you had 443, and Corey, you had 316 as of now. Corey, you're probably gonna get closer to like 340, 350 before all is said and done. Doug, you'll probably get to like 460 at max. And I'm basically staying at 530. But yeah, Batman was what did it for me. Counted as 2 picks. I had some solid supporting movies in Dog and Jackass Forever. Marry Me and Father Stew didn't really do much. Doug, as for you, you had 6 films, and Corey, you had 6 films. But yeah, Doug, I'd say you had the most balanced, similar to The Fall. In that the only real one that you had that didn't hit was Moonfall, which came out pretty early in the winter. But
it was criminally not seen.
Yeah, but you had what 2 movies make over 100 million in Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and Uncharted, both of them like about 150 million. Morbius made like 80 million, something like that. And then, well, Ambulance kind of bombed too. So you have 4 movies do pretty well. If Morbius didn't stink, it would have made probably another 20 to 40 million. Yeah, it would have topped 100 million at least. So you did pretty solid. Corey, you had some unfortunate luck with your picks. Death on the Nile and Fantastic Beasts both underperformed vastly in comparison to their predecessors. The Bad Guys and The Lost City, meanwhile, 2 original movies that you picked, both overperformed. Lost City is very close to 100 million. The Bad Guys has been a little sleeper animated family film over the past few weeks. Going to end up with a nice sum of money for a DreamWorks original animated film in 2022. And then you had The Northman, which did okay for like an independent type action movie, and or like indie spirit. I mean, it cost a lot of money to make. And Cyrano bombed, but I mean that was like an awards type player, so
yeah, I wasn't expecting.
It was never going to make too much. But yeah, that's kind of where we ended up. Any final thoughts from anyone? What am I going to get my AMC money so I can watch Nicole Kidman's commercial over and over again?
Oh yeah, true.
Eat while stuff in my face and snacks.
What did we agree to pay?
This one was 20. This one was 20 each. You can send it to Corey. Corey can get me a gift card.
Yeah.
That sounds so complicated when I could just like Venmo you money.
No, because I'm going to spend it on things that aren't AMC candy.
We want Murph to spend it at AMC.
Yeah.
I just sent it to Corey.
Just Venmo me, and I'll.
And then you can have it for Top Gun. But yes, for the summer.
Well, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Your victory. I saw that you are now proclaiming yourself the king.
I didn't make. I did not make the graphic.
No, that's all Kate.
King of the 7.
The king of the K.
I don't even remember anything.
What is it? King of the Iron Throne, right?
Well, yeah, but there's like
the 7 kingdoms.
Yeah, something like that.
That was
if
all
I had
Kate.
water in my mouth, I probably would have spit it out when I saw it. I was laughing so hard.
We were back and forth if Kay wanted to tell you beforehand or just let you see the post?
No,
You decided on letting you see the post.
I was glad I just saw it.
My best work.
Yeah,
it is.
That was definitely the best work on social.
She was working on that for a while.
Yeah, but we did bump it up to 25 per person for the summer pool. And right now, Doug, you are far and ahead the leader. You're the only one who has a film out right now. But it opened to $187 million. It is your movie that takes up 2 picks. So that's something to keep in mind. But Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness had the 11th biggest opening of all time. So not bad for your first movie of the summer. It's already topped 200 million since I put in the numbers on Monday. So yeah, it's looking like this is guaranteed $400 million for you. So nice start for the summer. You also have,
I'll take it.
Yeah, you also have Thor, Love and Thunder. So you got the 2 Marvel behemoths. So not bad at all.
It'd be interesting to see if Thor can outperform Strange.
I think it will.
It's tough. Their movies that come out in the beginning of May tend to do better than any of their other summer movies.
They both have like primo spots though, as far as competition. Neither movie really has competition for a while.
Yeah. Strange has it more empty theaters. Like there really hasn't been anything since the Batman, and now there's nothing until Top Gun. Meanwhile, like Thor has, I guess, Jurassic World a month ahead of it, and then Lightyear and Minions a couple weeks ahead of it, and then it's got Nope and some other things later in July. But yeah, it's definitely not like a ton of competition. It'll make a lot of money. It's definitely making 300 million at minimum. So yeah, you're gonna have probably 700, 800 million from your 2 Marvel movies. So that's
I still
not
think
bad at all.
if Strange had better word of mouth, because what was it, got like a B+ cinema score, which is not great for a Marvel movie. So that means word of mouth is probably not going to be great. And then it's a little on the darker side. So I don't know if like parents are going to want to take their children to see this movie.
Yeah, it's like the Batman Returns of the MCU.
Yeah. So unfortunately, those 2 things are going to work against it. And then there was no MCU changing event really.
No,
it wasn't.
There was no game changing thing. It was a Doctor Strange sequel with Wanda as the co-lead, and a WandaVision sequel.
Yeah, so that's all going to probably blunt it from being like what I had hoped it could be, which is a Spider-Man Far From Home.
No Way Home.
Spider-Man No Way Home.
God, these fucking movie titles. I'm glad the Home trilogy is over, and hopefully we don't have to use the same
Hopefully
words.
they don't do a second Home trilogy, and actually use Home in each of them.
Yeah. So, I'm a little disappointed about Doctor Strange and what I think its overall performance is going to be, but 400 isn't bad.
Well, it's going to take a long time for any of us to catch up with you, because, like I said, May really doesn't have anything coming out. You really aren't going to have to worry about competition at all until I have Jurassic World. And
I can see Top Gun making more money than people think it's going to make.
Right now, like I'm looking at the AMC app, and like theaters aren't very full. But I think it's a movie for older audiences that aren't buying their tickets very far in advance. And I think it's being a word of mouth type movie.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, by the time Top Gun comes out, you're going to have pretty much close to 400 million from Doctor Strange. So, yeah, it's going to be when Jurassic World comes out that you'll have some competition. But I have Firestarter coming out this weekend. I'm not expecting anything from that. I didn't even know that it was a Peacock movie at this when we drafted it. You told me like right after. I was like, oh, fuck. And then Corey, then I also have Downton Abbey this month and Top Gun this month. Corey, you've got Men and Bob's Burgers later this month.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Doug, you have nothing until Elvis, like towards the end of June.
I still can't tell if that movie is going to just like completely bomb or make money.
I think it looks good.
Yeah, I mean the trailer looks good, but I still just can't tell if audiences are going to go out and see it or not.
Buzz Lerman has like his following, so I could see the movie doing.
I see it making somewhere in between Rocket Man and Bohemian Rhapsody.
I would take that.
So it's like 100 million?
Yeah, about
80 million.
It would be like somewhere like that, like probably closer to 100. It comes out, I think, Father's Day weekend too, which he had a lot of success with Gatsby on Mother's Day weekend in 2013. So yeah, I think it's going to do pretty well. I mean, it's got Tom Hanks in it, which helps it. If it was just Austin Butler and like another like relative no name,
have people gotten used to seeing Tom Hanks on streaming because he did so much.
That's true.
Stuff was he was on streaming.
Yeah, he's a streaming actor now. You bring up a good point, but
we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out.
Yeah, and by the time we have our next episode, you'll probably be over 300 million with Strange. You'll definitely be over 300 million with Strange. All right, so let's. Oh, sorry.
Bless you.
Bless you.
It's allergies.
Hopefully.
Let's get into our feature presentation, which is I titled it "Marvel's Gone Mad." Clever title because we're dealing with Moon Knight and Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Both have to do with people going mad.
Where did you title it that? Because what I see is episode 67 talking Moon Knight.
You got to scroll down.
Yeah.
Yeah, not on.
Because you're dealing with on Moon Knight. You're dealing with a character with multiple personalities, and in Doctor Strange, you literally have mad in the title, and you're dealing with Wanda, her complete break from basically sanity, just going to town on everyone. But let's talk about Moon Knight first. We briefly talked about it, I think, when the show started. But at this point, all of us have seen the entirety of it. What were your thoughts? Are you upset they're not doing a season 2? Where would you rank it among the Marvel shows so far? Thank you for the bless you, by the way. But yeah.
I thought the show started strong. And then it just fell off for me. It was a lot of fluff, was probably the culprit. I enjoyed most of the characters for the most of them, and there were certain things that just either took me out of the show entirely, the special effects being one of them, or the like the fluff in the story. Like there wasn't enough overarching story for me. You can tell like the Oscar Isaac's main character that he played, her characters. He was, like his arc was such a small part of the show. And once that was like explained, that was it. Like there was really nothing else left for the show. I do want another season, but I don't know if we're going to get one. Doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, I don't want another season. I think it should have been a movie. I like the beginning, like what you said. There was a lot of fluff. I really liked the beginning and the end, and not so much the last episode, but the second to last episode.
Yeah,
where you find out really everything that's going on with Steven and Mark. But those episodes, like episodes 3 and 4 in particular, were like kind of snooze fests for me.
Yeah.
Episode 2, I didn't really find that great as well. It was really 1 and 5 I thought were the highlights of the show. And 6, at least, like it kept like at that point I was like interested enough where I was like paying attention like throughout it and like not wanting it to just end. But I think it should have just been a movie. I think they fucked up making it a miniseries. And I'll be happy when the character comes back and interacts with other MCU characters. I think it'll probably be better at that point. They'll probably have a lot of fun with it. But probably it hurt that the supporting cast was as weak as it was. It really was like Ethan Hawke, and that was like it. Like then the female lead, her character,
she wasn't written well.
She wasn't written that great.
Like she was good. I liked her, but they didn't really do her any justice. They didn't give her anything to act with at all.
Her like arc was kind of stupid. And
it was very stupid.
Like, I didn't really follow like what like she was going through, and
it was kind of just like it felt like a weird place to take the character where they went in the last episode. It kind of just felt shoehorned in.
Yep. Like Ethan Hawke and Oscar Isaac were fantastic, and that's what's frustrating about the show for me, because they were so good in the show and like they were very good together. And then you have all this other like bullshit that was going on that made either no sense or
dude, I did not fucking follow the Egyptian nonsense.
Either it made zero sense, or they just tried to connect the dots as quickly as possible. They were like, all right, here's our story. It's going to be about Steven and Mark, and then everything else we're just going to figure out as we go along. And like that's kind of very messy.
Even knew what the hell they were doing.
Yeah, it was very messy.
It didn't make any sense because it was like there was a bunch of gods, but they were like, oh, we can't. We're just people. We can't really do anything.
That felt like a legit what? CW show.
Yeah, like we need an avatar to do stuff for us. Like we can't do dick.
And then meanwhile, Khonshu and fucking Gator are just like battling it out, and it's like, where the fuck are the other gods? It just like didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I didn't like Khonshu either.
Yeah, and he wasn't.
It should have just been a character like dealt with the split personality, like a superhero with split personalities. That's really all they like fucking needed to do, and it would have been a lot more entertaining. Like episode 5, where it was kind of like it went as Legion as possible for a MCU show, was like by far the most interesting episode, in my opinion.
Yeah, I enjoyed that, and as a whole, the show was shot well, like which I thought was really cool. But like the story was just like, what are you guys doing? Like, it was really messy.
You guys watched the post-credit scene or the mid-credit scene, right? Okay. So yeah, we have a third personality revealed in that because he had his blackout moment during the final battle. So that was that new personality.
That did nothing for me.
Yeah.
You know, the internet was just like
we were calling it.
They were clamoring for Jake the entire time, and so
really?
Yeah. It was just waiting for him to show up.
Got
He
it.
finally showed up at the end, and it was like cool.
Yeah, I remember him being an interesting character.
Cool.
Well, that's good. They saved their interesting character for a show that's not having a second season. Smart decision.
Yeah.
I thought to me the best part of the show was Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, he was great.
I thought he made me buy
very
that
strong.
There were two people. Like there was a lot of times where like I never really thought about the fact that he was playing Mark and Steven. Like they felt like two characters to me. So I thought that was I thought Oscar Isaac did a great job in that. But whoever the hell threw the story together and wrote that crap, like it felt like they were, like Corey said, they kind of just made it up as they went along. They made Egyptian gods like some of the most least interesting characters I've ever seen. They just sucked the entire time. I thought they looked ridiculous. Khonshu looked kind of cool sometimes, but like the big bad, the alligator lady, looked like a fucking cartoon character.
Amit.
Yeah, she looked like a cartoon character. It reminded me of that Robin Hood cartoon where the fox. Like she looked like she belonged in like that fucking thing.
The special effects as a whole they were so all over the place. Like it looked pretty good like the first like 2 episodes, and it seems like they just ran out of money as the show went on, because there were action scenes that looked so bad where like they were like Moon Knight was interacting with Layla, and you could tell like they just it looked like she was like superimposed over a green screen. It was just so bad, and it took me out of the whole show.
I didn't really understand too why we needed like the Godzilla where like the gods got really big and they were fighting in the background.
Which seemingly had no impact on anything.
Yeah, it didn't really seem to matter at all. They were just like beating the shit out of each other in the sky.
It was kind of a pointless show.
I thought Ethan Hawke's character felt like it got shortchanged. It felt like they were going to go somewhere with him, and then they just ran out of time.
Yeah. I don't know.
I kind of wish he got a better villain, because I think he could have done. It seemed like he did a good job with what he had, but he just didn't.
He did a really good job when he turned into like the psychiatrist type character. That was when I thought
that was fun.
That's when I thought he was his best.
That was fun, and it was that. I love that scene where like Steven is in the winds up interacting with him and calls him Ned Flanders.
Yeah. That was funny.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot to do, which was annoying.
It was really what was weird about the show is, for me at least, was that second to last episode felt like they filled a lot of pieces in, but it still felt to me like we had 3 more episodes to go to wrap everything up, and it was just like, nope.
40-minute episode.
We're just gonna wrap, and like major plot lines got like wrapped up with like a sentence because they didn't have time to do anything. They just had to rush to the end. I don't get it. I don't understand what the hell these shows are for.
Well, this show specifically,
strictly for setting up characters.
But like, what's the purpose? Like, is this character going to show up in like Blade? That's my expectation.
Yeah, it's going to be Blade and whatever Kit Harington's character.
But why not have Blade show up, or Kit Harington, or somebody to be, instead of fucking Jake Lockley, who, except for the nerds that have been clamoring for it, like no one knew who the hell no one cared about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not upset about like them not everything needs to connect. In my opinion, or have like a post-credit scene involving something else. I'm cool with things for the hardcore fans for something like Moon Knight. I mean, I think there was like one reference to something else in the last 2 episodes or last episode.
The ancestral planes.
Yes, they referenced Black Panther. That was like the only like reference that I got, like really in the show.
Hippo lady was like, "Oh yeah, this somehow fits into the rest of the MCU."
Yeah, exactly. Oh, by the way, I'm a hippo lady. We're just gonna casually have me in it.
Yeah, and I've been to the ancestral planes, and don't ask too many questions.
Yeah. But where would you put this as among the Marvel shows?
Low tier for me.
I'd put it at the bottom of the shows so far.
I was trying to think if there's. So what do we had so
far? I mean, it's above What If. It is definitely above.
I think I enjoyed Falcon and the Winter Soldier more than this. As a whole.
I think I did too. I think the only one that's on the edge for me is. I really didn't like Hawkeye.
Hawkeye was great.
Yeah, Hawkeye's towards the top for me.
Yeah, really? that was fun as hell.
For me, it's WandaVision, Loki, and then like everything else is kind of trash.
Oh, WandaVision's your number one. Loki's like far and away my number one.
WandaVision and Loki I thought were 2 of the strongest shows. And then they were like unique and interesting, and then like I just have been kind of let down, I think, by every other show.
Yeah, well, hopefully some of these ones like later on, because the next one is introducing a new character as well, Ms. Marvel, who is being set up to be in the Marvels movie next year. She-Hulk is, I guess, more standalone. And then, well, I mean, it's going to have Hulk and Abomination in it, but I don't think they're setting it up for like any particular movie or anything like that. From my understanding, this one might actually be like a show that like has multiple seasons. She-Hulk.
Does the MCU though just feel like, I don't know, right now it just feels like we don't have a real direction?
There isn't a real direction at all.
It's similar to the MCU of early days right now. Like it was just doing things, and eventually things pieced together.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're definitely setting up something, but I think that they're with the pandemic. I think they're trying to do things at more of a snail's pace. Or
this is the lowest I would say I'm on the MCU in like a long time. I just like the quality to me has really suffered, and it just feels I'm less excited about the MCU than I've ever been. I mean, it's the problem they had
prior to Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I mean, it's the problem with Endgame. Once like you had Endgame was the big finale, and now it just feels like, why are we here?
It's the college years of television shows.
Yeah, like all the characters that I really liked, and well, not all of them, but a lot of them that I really liked and were invested in are gone.
And a lot more are going to be gone soon.
Seeing Strange, I mean, we'll talk about Multiverse of Madness, but I'm souring on Strange as like a lead character. I find him less and less interesting as time goes on, and I don't know. I just like, I'm really souring on the MCU at the moment.
Derek completely disagrees with you. I'm seeing in the chat. He's all in on Phase 4, No Way Home, Multiverse of Madness, Shang-Chi.
No Way Home, though, is like it's kind of an MCU movie, but it's still really a Sony movie.
It's still very much, yes. It has a lot of.
I'm not giving Sony the MCU credit for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's a 50-50 type movie. But yeah, I would agree with Derek. And Shang-Chi was awesome. Multiverse of Madness, Eternals, I loved. Black Widow was like still like entertaining.
I like that movie.
It's the TV
I don't know.
It was not good.
It's the TV side that's more of the problem.
I do not agree with that. I enjoyed that movie.
It was a fucking the green screen action is to me some of the most boring action I've ever seen.
But a lot of the movies.
You're just talking. That's with the ending.
All of the.
You're just talking about the ending scene, right?
No, I mean. When they were like falling out the windows and stuff, like it's all like green screen. It just doesn't feel real. Like it doesn't. I don't know. It feels like I'm watching a cartoon half the time.
Black Widow is just a fucking weird one because it feels like a Phase 3 movie, based on like when it takes place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, God, what a dumb! I'll never get over that horrible decision.
It's a dumbass decision
to put that movie after Endgame.
Yep. Terrible decision.
Shang-Chi I liked until it didn't like it.
Until like the third act got ridiculous.
Yeah. I liked it when it was a father and son movie. Yeah, I'm glad that Derek's and other folks are getting enjoyment out of the MCU still. It's starting to lose me.
That's I was talking to JP, he's very much in agreement with you. Other than Spider-Man, he's basically hated everything in Phase 4. And
I think he likes Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I might have.
Yeah, he liked Shang-Chi.
And he liked Wanda for like a bunch of it.
Yeah, I mean, Wanda's, as much as I love Wanda, I'm giving it a lot of points for before it jumps the shark.
Yeah.
It becomes like super goofy.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, let's talk about Doctor Strange. So you've alluded to the fact that you do not like it, in the fact that you were bummed out with Phase 4. What was it that you didn't like about it? And I guess I should preface before you get into it that Doug and I shared a lot of the same opinions about this film after I saw it the first time. I didn't even want to see it a second time, but I already had tickets to see it a second time. And my opinion on the film completely changed on the second viewing. So, it should be known that everything you're going to say is what I thought the first time. But go on. I know the writing was something you had major issues with.
The main issue I had. I didn't find the story all that interesting. I thought for a multiverse movie, the multiverse was severely underused. You have a character that, and I don't think this is a spoiler because it's in the trailers, but you have a character that can essentially open up portals to the multiverse, and that leads to your ability to travel throughout the multiverse, and they go to like a handful of places that to me weren't that there was one interesting place they went, the other one wasn't all that interesting. I thought the main villain, the big bad, while I thought the performance was really well done, I thought some of the motivations I found to be like not. I didn't really buy it all the time. I don't know that I like Doctor Strange as a character. I think is a realization I'm coming to. I think he's kind of a prick, but he's not like a level. He's not a Tony Stark. Like I like this prick. He's kind of just like a prick. I don't really find that like I care for him to succeed because I don't think he's all that likable.
I disagree. I thought him and America Chavez had like a nice rapport. I think he's nice.
I didn't really like that rapport either. I didn't think that they had. I thought he's had a much better rapport with Peter than he had with America. I thought America.
I disagree.
I didn't buy that.
Yeah,
I
disagree
about that character,
and
I didn't think America was even an interesting character, to be honest. I thought she was kind of boring.
Okay.
I didn't think she brought anything to the movie other than she was like the damsel in distress. That turned that well, I don't want to spoil it, but
are we going into spoilers?
I mean, I think we're just.
I feel like we kind of have to
right now, but yeah, we'll have to go into spoilers. And then yeah, I mean, it was a Raimi movie.
It was a Raimi movie for sure.
Some of the goofiness worked, some of it didn't work. I thought the cameo of Bruce Campbell was kind of ridiculous.
Oh, I loved Bruce. I loved the Bruce. Even that was something I loved even on the first viewing.
I didn't really like it. I thought it was a little too.
I liked Pizza
over
Papa.
The top. I thought Bruce has had much better cameos. To me, it didn't. It was a little distracting from the overall movie to just be like, here's this over the top character that we're gonna have Bruce Campbell do. That's only here to service the Sam Raimi fans. I don't think Pizza Papa added anything to the overall story.
Well, he made Strange be aware that there was this Doctor Strange museum and everything like that.
I guess.
But yes, he was primarily there for fucking.
It was
our amusement, just like fucking he was there in the Spider-Man trilogy for our amusement.
Yeah. There was a magic fight that we get to probably talk about a little bit more when we get into spoilers that I at first was like, this is kind of goofy, and then it won me over.
The music one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was creative and it was better than just seeing like,
that's going to look cool in 3D.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was...
I enjoyed that.
At first I was like, are we really doing this? And then I was like, oh, this is actually like... It's cooler than like typical magic fights where they just shoot beams at each other the entire time. And shields, and they make little shields that they use to protect each other.
Yeah.
Then the cameos were entertaining. I got a kick out of where they go with some of the cameos.
The cameos, even though they were never going to live up to what people were expecting, what people wanted. The theories were getting so out of control that it was just they were never going to live up to that. But they were still
I don't even know why people had all these crazy fucking theories.
Because people always do. They always
That's
do.
my most I think that's what I hate the most about Marvel lately is the fans fucking coming up with like absurd fucking like theories and like looking for every possible thing that they can from these movies before they come out, that they set up expectations like to like a ridiculous degree. Like I never understood why we were making this movie out to be anything more than a Doctor Strange sequel, other than the fact that it had the word multiverse in its title. But they made it very clear this was always going to be a horror movie and not like any sort of like that was the big hook for this movie. It was a Sam Raimi horror
Marvel
movie.
horror.
Yeah. So
there was no Mephisto, which was disappointing.
There was no Mephisto.
I never thought that was going to be the case.
I think because they show that
I think
in the
originally
trailer, Doctor Strange he's dreaming and
yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense.
I don't know. I don't even know Mephisto. I mean, he's the god of dreams or whatever, but I don't know where he fits in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was I didn't hate it. I would say it was pretty meh. When I walked out of the theater, I was like, it's a movie. The after credits, I was completely lost.
I didn't care about the I didn't. I was like, what the fuck is she doing here?
Most people.
I was just like,
No one's gonna know who that character is. No one knows who that character is. Literally, no one.
Yeah, which they've done before. I mean, when Thanos showed up, I was like, who's that guy?
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
who's this purple guy? Like,
it's funny.
Got ball chin.
It's funny because, like, especially with Doctor Strange, like, they're pulling from comics that where, like, Doctor Strange was like D-list comic book character and comic book. Like, no one really read it back in the day. So, like, they're pulling all these characters that no one is really familiar with. So, but hopefully it'll be cool. I'm sure it will be.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I would like to see Sam Raimi do another one. Like, if they do a third one. I don't know who else would helm another Doctor Strange movie.
So were the cameos?
I hope Raimi goes into Spider-Man 4 next. I'd be much happier if he did that than another Doctor Strange. I think he's has more passion for the Spider-Man movies and that character.
Yeah, but we probably won't get another Doctor Strange for a while, right? I think. I would imagine.
Yeah, probably 3 years. I mean, it's gonna be a lot shorter than it was between 1 and 2. 1 and 2 took as long as it did because of COVID and shit like that. They have less characters to make sequels for now. Like, a lot of the trilogies are over or are ending. I mean, what at this point, like Ant-Man, its trilogy will be over next year. Guardians trilogy will be over next year. It's really come down, like, he would be the next trilogy completing after those two. I mean, Thor is moving on to his like second batch of movies. Spider-Man trilogy just ended. I think Spider-Man will have a bit of a wait. Like, they got to make that deal with Tom Holland.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. I prefer, like, this one was a horror themed movie, so it made sense for him to do it. But I don't know. I prefer he did Spider-Man next.
Yeah, if that was the choice, yeah, definitely.
Unless it's another horror themed movie, but I don't know if that's
I would hope not
to be the case. But yeah. All right. So the second time I saw it, I went into it like more like a different perspective for like what the film like was like. The movie very much is it's a Terminator movie. We're getting into. We have to go into spoilers at this point.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
I thought the movie was meh. You guys thought it was good. That's our reviews, right?
Yeah. Spoiler time. If you haven't seen the movie, turn it off.
It took me a second time to like it, just like it took a second time for me to like the first Doctor Strange. For whatever reason, these movies don't click for me on the first time. But yeah, let's get into spoilers. It's fucking Terminator. Like,
it's a good point.
In the multiverse, like, and it's a very limited multiverse. It's more dealing with just like a chase. That's all it really cares about is the chase. Like, America Chavez is either like John Connor. She's John Connor essentially. Doctor Strange is T-800, and Scarlet Witch is T-1000. And
we were asked to tag spoilers on the screen if possible. Is that something that we can do?
No,
I don't know.
How do we not have that capability? What's going on, Corey?
I don't know how to do that.
Well, how can we let people know if...
Well, there's only 3 viewers, and I'm one of them, so... And Derek and Kate are probably 2 and 3.
All right.
Yeah, would love to be able to, but I don't think we can. But yeah, I mean, it's like a Terminator movie directed by Sam Raimi, and you get the
first Terminator,
or second,
correct?
Or it could be 1 or 2. I mean, you're dealing with a person with magical. It might as well be 2. I mean, Wanda does, I guess, a reverse heel turn. she was because the T-800 goes good. But yeah, you got the kid being protected by the like adult hero that has powers, and then the villain is chasing them the entire time and has greater powers than the hero. And she's indestructible. She's just fucking plowing through everyone. I mean, you deal with like the Illuminati, just goes to town on them, which was the highlight of the film. That was such a like fuck you to like everyone, like, oh, we're gonna bring in all these cool characters and dispose of them immediately.
I mean, I knew that they were gonna kill them because they could, but I didn't realize that they would do it.
I thought that was ballsy, and I thought it was really creative the way that they did it.
Oh, he had a blast coming up with his kills.
Yeah,
it was awesome. And yeah, like I just found Wanda like so much more badass like the second time, and like kind of felt like, I mean, I understood like why she was doing what she was doing, even though it was fucking insane. Like the character was breaking in WandaVision. She was already broken, and she got away with it with zero fucking consequences. So is it really any surprise that she would go a step further? I don't think so. Some might say it was a little bit too much of a leap, but it doesn't start out as much of a leap. It starts out as, I'm just going to have to kill this one person.
But let's say she actually does make that leap. I just don't buy that what made her realize that she went too far is what, I don't know. It just didn't seem like that was what stops her.
Well, I mean, her only motivating factor are the people that don't want anything to do with her.
Mm-hmm.
But she's got a multiverse, an unlimited multiverse. She could just go to another multiverse where the kids don't know that she was a fucking psycho.
I guess, but I guess once you see the reactions of these,
but she's also
one time you're like, something is going to wake you up. Either it will or it won't.
Those kids were also fucking weird,
terrible actors, and
those kids were horrible.
And apparently, like they're young Avengers. I hope not.
Oh god,
shit actors.
They were so bad, and like it wasn't believable that Wanda would want to go to a multiverse with those fucking two.
She was under the influence. She was under the influence of a curse. So, like, I mean,
that's true. Also, yeah,
like
the Darkhold
was literally controlling her.
Stupid. The good book, the like good version of that was kind of pointless.
Shanti
Book of
Shanti.
Yeah,
like that.
It's like power set was really amorphous. They were just like, whatever you want, it can give you. I was like, okay. And I don't know, just like that book seemed completely unnecessary.
I don't even remember what the book did, and I saw the movie twice.
They said whatever you want. And they like didn't even bother coming up with like what it could do. It was just like whatever you want, it can give you.
But yeah, like they didn't even beat her with the book. He beat her with like he beat her with like all those demons that he like that came together with him.
Well,
and then
he used the same book.
And then America finally learned how to use her powers. Yeah, like he won by using the bad stuff.
The same thing that she was using.
Yeah.
Well, his goal was supposed to be to get the good book, so because the good book wouldn't taint him, but it could, I guess, do everything the Darkhold could do, except for it's like the good version of it.
Yeah, he used the Darkhold, and he fucking like did that shadow jumping or whatever the fuck it was called.
Dream
walking. Like he was doing all like the things that she was doing. Which she made a funny point. She's like, "You fucking hypocrite!" Like, once Strange does something, once he gets the cup or have the knife or whatever, everything's fine. But obviously, he's doing it for better reasons.
Yeah. But throughout the entire movie, she's under the influence of this whatever. So, like, I thought it made sense that instance was what snapped her out of it for a second, and she took back control. I don't know. I believed it. I bought in on it.
I think I bought into it because I've seen it done in other movies before, where the villains like have to where they see something and they like their eyes like open, like, oh god, I'm the villain. Like they never.
Yeah, I've seen that happen too. I just didn't.
Yeah,
think it worked.
You just didn't think it worked in this one.
Yeah. I'm all good for like the I Am Legend ending where you realize that you're the fucking asshole the whole time.
Yeah.
I just like. Yeah, I didn't think it worked because what Wanda was doing, I guess, was so so bad. Like it wasn't like a Joel situation, or it wasn't like where you were in their perspective and you understood their motives and you thought they were the good guy, and it turned out that
it's really fun. I was just gonna say it was really funny that they released it over Mother's Day weekend. It's like the most fucked up mother type of movie.
That is pretty fucked up. I mean, she is a mother. She's fighting as a mother for her kids that don't exist.
Insane mother.
Her kids that don't exist that she conjured. But
she had a lot of killer one-liners. I thought she had the best dialogue in the movie.
Oh yeah, she was incredible. Like I thought she killed it.
She didn't have the accent, right? The accent went away.
It would come up every once in a while.
Yeah, she definitely had it. It like I don't know.
It's
that
the
whole
most
thing
on
is so
and
weird.
off accent.
Yeah,
they never should have gave her one to begin with.
She just decides like when she wants to use it and when she doesn't. Yeah. Because there were definitely scenes where like she was speaking with that Sokovian tongue.
Like WandaVision, I remember like when she stepped out of whatever the town was called, she like had the accent, and then in this movie, she didn't have the accent. I was like, I guess we're not doing the accent anymore.
When she's Scarlet Witch, she doesn't have an accent.
So, yeah, I mean,
how are they going to redeem that character? Because she's gone so far off the fucking deep end at this point.
Did they just kill her? I just assumed she's dead now.
She's going to come back.
Can we make her a bad guy still?
I think she will come back as still as a bad guy, and I think they're going to introduce like her father, which will probably be Magneto. That's what I think.
So her parents that died weren't really her parents?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Retcon.
Yeah, but they're totally going to introduce Magneto as her father. Like I'd be shocked.
I just don't know how they do that because
they can just bring him in from another universe, right?
Yeah, Ian
Yeah.
McKellen, fucking Michael Fassbender, both of them.
I don't think
they can do whatever the hell they want.
I don't think they should have spoiled the Professor X. But I get why they did it.
They fucked up. Feige said they fucked up, but like they revealed too much in the marketing.
Yeah,
I think he would have gotten like a huge reaction if people didn't realize he was in the movie.
Oh yeah,
but everyone already knew he was there. They already showed the chair.
Yeah, they fucked up.
Yeah, they fucked up with that.
There was no reason they needed to show it.
Yeah,
I mean, it probably brought in more money, like because people were like,
I'm sure it did.
They're gonna be bringing in the X-Men.
Well, it seems like that first trailer, they really thought that people weren't going to recognize the voice. Do you really think that people aren't going to recognize, his voice?
Yeah,
they definitely knew you were going to recognize the voice.
I don't know if they did. They made it there. I don't know if they did.
They'd have to be pretty fucking stupid to think people are that. The nerds are fucking that dumb.
No, because it went on for a while after that where it didn't get confirmed, even though it was like the biggest kept secret. Like
Why would you have that character say dialogue in the trailer if you didn't want people to know who it was?
Yeah, I disagree with you, Corey. They knew people were gonna know, and that's why they used the line.
They made him like a little bit more like animated series, which was interesting.
Yeah, they had the music, they had the chair, that wasn't fucking singers.
No, that was the
Professor
animated
X. That was the animated series version.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I wonder if like that's gonna be the same version that they're from the animated series.
No, that was their like nod to it, and they're gonna move on.
And then they killed him.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
Patrick, there's people like clamoring for Patrick Stewart to be Professor X again. It's like the dude's so old. Like, let him go.
let him just go.
He's starting to look older too.
Yeah, he looks old now. Which worked for Logan when he was actually supposed to be older. But yeah, I think they need to recast that again.
I mean, he did say that he would do it again, but I don't.
Yeah,
I don't see the purpose.
That was a good. I mean, Logan was a good farewell to him, and
it was a better farewell for him.
So, what did you guys think of the other members of the Illuminati that we saw? All those cameos.
It was cool. John Krasinski, that got the most applause both times that I saw it. Captain Carter was cool to hear in live action. I'm always happy to see Haley Atwell.
I thought she looked better in live action than the cartoon. What If? Where they like over made her too muscular. I thought like Haley Atwell, they gave her like the right amount of padding where she like looked like she was bulkier, but not like. Well, it would probably help that she wasn't next to skinny fucking Steve too.
Yeah, exactly.
But like that didn't work for me in the cartoon, but I bought it in live action.
I had no idea that who the fuck Black Beetle or Blue whatever
Black Bolt
was.
Anson Mount.
Yeah. No, like the character, the actor, I had no fucking clue.
Yeah.
But I thought after the fact, finding out that he was from that crappy Inhumans thing was pretty cool. That they're still like, even if something sucks, they're still, it's part of the world. Like I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Well, he was also part of like he's a part of the Illuminati in like in the comic book, so that was also cool.
That's what I read after the fact.
But yeah, they stuck with it, which was cool. They brought him back.
Yeah, and then Rambo being Captain Marvel, it was like, okay, that's fine.
It made sense.
And it did nothing for me.
It worked like the Peggy where
if things just slightly changed, like somebody else would have the powers. So it made sense. But yeah, the deaths of them were all a blast. And yeah, I would like to see the Fantastic Four cast be announced soon, but the fact that their director dropped out fairly recently, I don't know how soon we're going to get that information.
Do you guys see Krasinski playing Reed Richards? You think that's...
I imagine so.
Like that would be silly if they just
kind
did
of
that as like
it'd be kind of weird. Like if right now the movie's supposed to come out at the end of next year, so it'd be pretty weird if they got two different actors a year apart, both in the MCU. Although, like, yes, obviously different actors make like people look different in the multiverse. I mean, as we've seen with Peter Parker. But I think they'll get a younger version. Like he'll be a younger version of Reed.
I wonder if Emily Blunt will be coming into the fold too.
Yeah, I don't know.
She has said that she doesn't want to do it.
She has like disdain for the all the questions she gets at press junkets about Marvel.
I mean, I don't blame her.
No, neither do I.
Yeah.
They're such inane questions. It's just fucking clickbait nonsense. Would it be cool? Yeah. She would have been good as Black Widow like 13 years ago or whatever in Iron Man 2. But so it'd be cool to see her finally in the MCU, and it'd be cool seeing her act with her husband. Maybe Krasinski directs Fantastic Four now.
That's good. People are saying
that's a good point.
That would be a way I could see them to get Emily Blunt on board.
Yeah. Hey, wifey, come on, do it.
I would be shocked if the both of them aren't in it because of that reason. Because I think they like acting together. Clearly, I didn't think about him directing. That's a very good point.
Did Krasinski's Reed do anything for you guys? Because I was just kind of
I liked it.
He was exposition. Exposition Richards.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
he didn't get anything to do.
Yeah,
he didn't get
cool
a cool death. Yeah. He got the weakest of the deaths. Rambo got
he didn't.
Rambo got the weakest. Rambo was. She got a generic fucking death.
Which didn't make any sense because Marvel is so fucking powerful that wouldn't kill Marvel.
Yeah. His death was so cool. Like he got turned to ribbons. I thought that was cool.
Didn't do as much for me as the other ones were so much like more brutal in my opinion.
I thought Rambo's was the worst with like the basic death. Then I would probably say Haley Atwell's death. Captain America was probably the second weakest because it didn't show they probably couldn't because of the rating.
Yeah, I think they probably couldn't.
You just see kind of like you don't see the shield cut her in half.
I don't know how they got away with Black Bolt's death for that rating. That was like wild to me.
What'd you do? Just like pop his brain or something?
Yeah, his head exploded. or
but they didn't
imploded.
show like a head exploding. They just like showed.
You saw like his eyes and stuff, and like
you saw the back of the head all.
You saw
you saw the back of the like the top of the mask or whatever.
Yeah, his head like
helmet
rattled.
Fucked up.
Yeah,
I thought that was the coolest one by far.
Yeah, and like where she takes away his mouth.
Yeah.
Where Reed's like,
and I mean, she had a great final line for Reed, like about making, like there'll be someone to take care of the kids. Like
that was good.
And yeah, Professor X was crazy just because like it's Professor X.
Yeah,
he's been around forever. But
yeah, I didn't really understand. Was like Wanda trapped? Like, was he trying to get Wanda's? Was there like?
Yeah, he was inside her head. I think he was trying to free her
from the Darkhold. Like Wanda's still a good character overall.
I mean,
it's just the Darkhold that's got her crazy.
Yeah,
is that what they were implying?
Yep. I thought that was pretty silly on his part. He's like, "No, I'm gonna try to free her, Wanda. Let me pull you out of your curse that you're, involved in. I'm not gonna get killed by the evil side of you."
My brother was annoyed that they all decided to fight Wanda one-on-one.
Well,
obviously
that was foreplanning. And why is Mordo get stuck in a tiny little moat? Like,
yeah.
Really?
Why couldn't he climb out?
Fucking Illuminati? He can't even get out of a moat.
Why couldn't he climb out of that? I was wondering the same thing. He's like, "Damn you, Doctor Strange! Damn you!"
At least you got to live because you're so fucking pathetic.
They just like can't get Mordo right. It seems like
I'm annoyed.
I thought he was bad in that. Like I thought when he was like, "Oh, brother," and like a friend, I was like, "Okay, cool. They're gonna take Mordo in a different direction." And then he was like, "Nope, back to Mordo being
yeah, but it's not
asshole.
It's not even our like 616 Mordo. Like there's still like the Mordo from the other movie that they haven't, really they just glossed over. They need to go back to
like would be the big bad of this one.
That's what I thought, but I guess they're saving it for the next one, which they better do.
Looks like Strange and Clea will be on their own adventures in the third one.
Clea, I think. I don't think it's Cleo. I think
it's Clea.
I said
Clea.
Clea? Miss Clea.
CLEA.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Doctor Strange is just gonna hang out with his third eye.
Yep.
So
that was dumb. I don't care what anyone says. I was just like,
yeah, I didn't really get the whole third eye.
I get it's like
I get you break the rules. You gotta have a third eye, but if it only appears every once in a while, like then who cares?
I wonder where America Chavez falls into the overall equation.
She'll become a young Avenger.
How do you have a character that powerful be a young Avenger that should open up the multiverse?
How do you have fucking Captain Marvel be a Avenger and then you don't have her in the Thanos fight? Like,
yeah, well, you just say, "Oh, America's gotta
figure out way,
this other multiverse."
Exactly. That's how you deal with it. You send them off world.
She's gonna go away somewhere.
You send Captain Marvel off world. You send America Chavez off fucking
off the multiverse,
universe.
Off the universe.
Multiverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now she can I guess control her powers. So.
Yeah, she's fucking badass.
Yeah, she's just set everybody right where they need to be. America.
Doug, when are you seeing this movie again?
I have tickets for Sunday.
Oh, okay. In 3D, right?
In 3D.
Nice. Imagine he makes.
I don't think he will because I don't
think he will either.
He's angrier, and so I don't think it's gonna happen. And I didn't go in with somebody else telling me my opinion would change, because then if somebody did, I probably wouldn't change it.
True.
I'd be more stubborn. So, but we'll see.
I went in with because I knew
Doug went in with high expectations the first time.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
My expectations were pretty low.
Really?
I thought yours were so high with the way you hyping it up for months and months.
Yeah, but then the reviews came out, and I was like, oh.
True.
So that brought my expectations way down. When people were like, yeah, there's not really a lot of cameos, and it has no implications on the overall MCU, and Like once I started hearing like all that stuff, I was like, all right, well, this is just gonna be
Yeah,
Doctor Strange
I went
movie.
in with little hype, and then the reviews, so like it wasn't really much of a surprise that I didn't really like go in with enthusiasm, and I think that definitely hurt like my viewing experience. And then it annoys me when the people get too excited like about things. I probably shouldn't go to Thursday night viewings, because like people clapping at like every little thing, and I'm just like, this is fucking fan service, like to an embarrassing degree at some points. Like just relax.
So it's the guy that liked Papa, whatever the fuck his name is.
Pizza Papa. He's
Pizza Papa.
He's an original. He's an original character.
Pizza Papa was great, Doug.
That was the most fan service thing in the entire movie. Was fucking Pizza Papa.
He's an original Sam Raimi character. I hope
as soon as I read that second teaser was gonna be Pizza Papa again, I was like, I'm out.
I love that.
Oh, you didn't watch it?
You didn't watch it?
You didn't stay till the end, Doug?
What happened?
You didn't stay till the end?
No.
Oh,
you're gonna have to on Sunday.
I read what it was, and I was like, "There's no shot." I'm like,
you gotta watch it. It's great. It's wonderful.
It's definitely better than what you read.
Yeah, it's really funny.
It's all about the line delivery. It's better than what you think.
I don't know that I'm going to wait 7 minutes for fucking Pizza Papa to pop back up.
5.
They scroll through those credits so goddamn fast.
Just to tell me that like the movie's over.
No, that's not what he's telling you.
Yeah.
Well, the spell's over, but it's fucking meta.
Yes, it's very meta.
Yeah.
You should still see it. It's fun.
I know what it is.
It's a good time. It was way better than when they did the one with Captain America at the end of Homecoming. The one about patience, which was also very meta.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Pizza Papa was not my favorite Bruce Campbell. I think still my favorite is when he was the announcer for Spider-Man.
Yeah, that one's good.
He comes up with the name.
Yep.
Yeah. What about Buzzsaw? And Buzzsaw was great in that scene.
Yeah, Buzzsaw. So.
All right. Well, when you watch it the next time this weekend, you can give us your updated thoughts on the next episode. Obviously, we'll talk before then, but you can share with the audience if your opinion changed.
Yeah, I'll go into it trying to see if America is as good of a character as you guys all seem to like, because...
we didn't give her like the glowingest reviews. We just said she didn't suck.
Yeah, but she was serviceable.
I thought she was a good character, and like I thought Strange had a good relationship with her, and it evolved throughout the course of the movie.
It's a good first impression, Doug.
I mean, I guess it evolved. It evolved to the point where he didn't decide that he had to kill her in order to be Wanda. He decided that she can live. Like that was like his arc with her.
He gave mercy.
He had to go from a place where he like wanted to kill her in order to steal her powers to not wanting to kill her.
What did he say? Like you can't handle it. I can definitely, Yeah. I can definitely handle your power.
It was weird because like the Spanish Doctor Strange was shown to be like kind of evil because he was going to take her powers, but then our Doctor Strange also seemed like he wanted to take her powers. It was kind of like a weird... I don't know. Doctor Strange is just a weird
All the Doctor
guy.
Strange tried to steal her powers. They basically said Doctor Strange, and as a whole, is a fucking terrible person. He's the only fucking good one.
What did he do that was so bad with the Thanos thing? I think I missed that.
He killed 1 trillion people.
Yeah. How, did they say?
He caused an incursion that destroyed a universe.
Yeah, he like dreamwalked into another universe and like fucked something up to the point where an incursion happened and killed like 1 trillion people. Like an entire universe.
So that's why they decided that they had to kill Doctor Strange?
Yes.
But that had nothing to do with them defeating Thanos. Because they kill him like right at like that world that they were on with Thanos, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
How did that all... I don't
I
know.
don't
I have to
remember.
watch it again, I guess.
Yeah, you do. But go into it watching it as like a slasher movie, like Terminator type movie. I think you might enjoy it a little more. It's a chase movie, like that's all, with a bunch of fucking mystical mumbo jumbo, which you now understand a lot. You'll understand a lot more this time than the last time. It'll be easier to follow, things like that.
I had such a better time with Scream last week.
Well, Scream is better, so that makes sense.
Facts.
So much more fun, and then I got to this movie, and it was just not as fun.
Well, maybe 3D will do it for you.
I thought Scarlet Witch's Attack of Armitage or whatever the hell. What's the name of the?
Carmitage. Carmitage. Yeah, Armitage.
I thought that was kind of cool. I liked when she like got into the guy's head.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah,
it reminded me of like Ultron.
Yeah, I liked how they showed her like an aspect of her original powers where she's able to manipulate reality. Like they never really showed any of that in any of the other movies, so it was cool that they did that in this one.
I heard that the thing that she did with the mirror was like straight from Evil Dead.
The thing that she did with the mirror,
where she like
turns
into water or whatever, and she can like walk through it.
Oh yeah, that actually is. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, they just like it's like basically like straight from Evil Dead.
Yeah, that. Wow. I really have to see this movie again because it's a lot of Easter eggs that I've.
Yeah, this movie seemed like a movie for Raimi fans, for sure.
Yeah, I loved it, but there was a lot of stuff that just went over my head, I guess. Wasn't paying attention enough to little bits.
I do want to find out why food is free in the multiverse. I need that plot thread.
It's not free. It's not free in Pizza Papa's world.
Yeah.
818 is that the name of the one they go to? No,
something like that.
8 something.
Isn't it like 886 or something? 868 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that after that movie, I've been craving whatever the Pizza Papa things
Pizza
are.
balls.
They look fucking delicious. I want a pizza ball.
They made that up, right?
I know, but I want one. That doesn't. I want it. I want a pizza
all
ball.
it is a fucking like macaroni and cheese ball, like pizza. In it instead of macaroni and cheese.
But I still want it.
If they were smart, they would have had like.
They would have sold Pizza Papa's pizza balls at every screen.
Yeah, like Pizza Hut or something. Call it a
AMC
day.
should do it now. Pizza Papa's pizza balls.
They could do the
next to the Bavarian Legend.
Nicole Kidman commercial, but she's eating a pizza ball.
And that is the perfect callback of the episode.
Nicole Kidman does not eat pizza. I'm sure.
No, she does not.
She doesn't have to swallow it. She could just pretend like she's eating it.
Yeah, I suppose.
All right. That's all we've got for today. Perfect time to end it. But thank you again for listening. Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Comment on stuff. Tell us things you want us to talk about, things like that. As we have promised, our next episode of the Live Breathe Film Club will return with On Her Majesty's Secret Service, the George Lazenby James Bond film. We're finally going to talk about it. We're going to do it on this episode, but we wanted to focus on the double dose of Marvel stuff that just came out or ended. So yeah, if you haven't seen that Bond movie, check it out. We'll talk about it on our next episode. But as always, this has been Corey, Doug, and Murph at Live Breathe Film. We'll see you again next time, film fans.
Bye.